One thing that I really want to see in the future of Classroom of the Elite is Ayanokoji having 3 beautiful children with Chabashira. However, that kind of happy ending sounds really out of place if we look at the current condition of the 3rd year arc. Even though Ayanokoji's school life is literally surrounded by women, he will most likely end up alone at the end of his life. Ayanokoji already stated that he will return to the White Room after he graduates high school, and his father is already planning everything for him, including his political marriage. And because Chairman Sakayanagi and Ayanokoji are in different factions in politics, that means a political marriage between Ayanokoji and Alice will never happen. We could freely ship Ayanokoji with any girl that we like, but in reality, none of them will remain standing on his side forever. At least, that is what will actually happen with Ayanokoji's current state of mind, and the situation outside the school. What waiting for him is a loveless marriage, where he will never truly love anyone, and will not receive any love from anyone. There are a lot of reasons to say that Classroom of the Elite will not get a happy ending. Or at least, the ending will not be able to satisfy most of the readers. Let's take a look at it one by one. Since we already got a confirmation that there will be a sequel after graduation, Classroom of the Elite will have 2 stages of ending, a high school ending and a political ending. Before we talk about what will happen in the future, let's try to guess which class will gain victory and graduate from Class A. At the current state of Volume 1 3rd year arc, 2 classes that got hyped the most are Horikita class and Ayanokoji class. If Classroom of the Elite was set in Hogwarts, they would be Gryffindor and Slytherin, while the other 2 classes are just an extra. It's safe to assume that Ayanokoji or Horikita class has the highest chance to win, but it would be naive to think the other 2 classes don't have any chance. And like Gryffindor, who always won by Dumbledore favoritism, no one could tell how the story would go around in the hands of Ayanokoji. We have to stop assuming that the result will be just as simple as win or lose, because Kinugasa has already proven that he could do something unimaginable to the level he could freely troll with the readers. The best example is the event in Volume 5 2nd year arc, where Kinugasa builds up the tension to corner Kushida and throws all the weapons to make sure she will get expelled. But the tide turns 180 degrees and drowns Sakura, without anybody ever expecting it to turn that way. It also needs to be remembered that Classroom of the Elite is not some kind of happy-go-lucky story where everyone got their happy ending. This is not a story where justice will win and evil will lose. The series title itself already told us what kind of story is this. This is a classroom of real ability supremacism. Only the one with real ability could be the winner, whether they are good or evil. And that is why there are 100 possibilities for an ending. Ayanokoji could be expelled. Or maybe Ruin class will snatch victory while Ayanokoji is busy playing with Ichinose. And we also cannot get rid of the possibility Ayanokoji will change his class once again. Everything could happen, but some possibilities certainly have a higher chance than the others. The most possible ending is Horikita class victory. The way Kinugasa wrote Horikita development clearly told us that she is the one who is destined to take down Ayanokoji. Their relationship had been built ever since the 1st volume, and the entire point of the 2nd year arc was Ayanokoji preparing Horikita to be his opponent in the 3rd year arc. This ending is really predictable, but undeniably the safest choice because it will live up to the plot, and fulfill Ayanokoji's wish to be defeated. The other scenario is Ayanokoji class victory. While it should be easy for Ayanokoji to achieve, I consider this ending a dark ending since it will bring a despair that contradicts the value of righteousness. Ayanokoji victory means that the White Room is superior. Ayanokoji victory means Atsuomi was right all this time. And Ayanokoji victory means that no matter how many people gather to defeat him, or no matter how much effort he puts into growing their potential, none of them will ever manage to touch his level. This kind of ending will be hard to accept, but sooner or later, we will learn to accept it. Once again, this series is not a happy fantasy story where there is only a rainbow without a rain. Ever since Volume 10 1st year arc, we know that the future where all 160 students graduate together is not going to happen. We know that the most ideal scenario will never happen, and that is the reality. No matter how beautiful the dream is, we need to embrace reality to be able to move forward. And the last scenario is either Ryuwen or Ichinose class gains a victory and graduates from Class A. Honestly, I cannot see how this ending will be able to satisfy the readers, unless that result is a part of the greater scheme. While Ryuwen and Ichinose have a lot of fans and had become part of the main character circle, they are still just side characters. I don't say it's impossible for them to win, but I really doubt their class will manage to achieve the final victory with their own effort. However, it's a different story if their class achieves victory in an unusual way. The key is their strategy to take advantage of the situation. For example, while Ayanokoji and Koenji are busy fighting each other, Ryuin could sneak behind their backs and beat them while they are already exhausted. Or Horikita realizes she cannot win against Ayanokoji, so she puts all her effort into supporting Ichinose. That way, even if Horikita can't win, at least Ayanokoji also ended up losing. I think this kind of ending has its own advantage, because it has a surprising element and will not make the readers too upset. The point is how Kinugasa will handle all the key aspects in a satisfying way. If he cannot do that, he will create a new kind of ending, the troll ending. The troll ending is exactly what it means. Kinugasa could literally write any ending he wanted without any care for the plot and the readers, because that way he could disappoint the readers for one last time. Just imagine if Ayanokoji ended up losing because of the power of friendship. Or if Ayanokoji ended up expelled from the school because he made Ichinose pregnant. That kind of ending is not impossible to happen because a lot of series already suffer the same fate. It even became quite a trend lately, with a lot of writers choosing to end their popular series using an absurd way. On the bright side, that kind of ending will be unpredictable and leave a lasting impression, but on the dark side, it will piss off a lot of readers who have already been following the series for more than 10 years. I really hope we will never see that kind of ending, but sometimes the reader's hope is nothing more than a dust in the pen of a writer. And then, what will happen after Ayanokoji graduates from high school? What kind of ending is waiting for him after he loses his freedom? I know it's too early to tell, because Ayanokoji might be able to experience something that will make him change the way he lives. However, since we will most likely get a sequel after graduation, I could see Ayanokoji has two different choices for his future. Either he keeps following his father, or decides to rebel. The second choice is more likely to happen, because it provides more potential conflict such as Ayanokoji betraying his father and putting him in jail, while the first future choice will most likely only focus on Atsuomi's fight against Kijima. Whether Ayanokoji chooses the first or second option will depend on what he will experience in the third-year arc. Since Ayanokoji's defect is his unchanging nature, the third-year arc will most likely focus on how Ayanokoji tries to fix his defect, just like his fellow classmates from Class D. If he manages to change and raise his fist against his father, we will most likely get a more satisfying ending. If he can't, let's just hope the series will not end with Ayanokoji killing himself. Even if he really do that, I hope he will do it to change the world, and not to save his little sister from his father.